In the summer, when it's very hot, what you want is the comfort of the AC in your office. But what do you think it feels like to step outside the office in the middle of summer to do some farming? This is what your workplace is going to look like if you want to step into farming. Welcome to the farm life. Welcome to my new journey, and today's journey is in a small village somewhere in India. So I'm going to show you what I've done here. I don't know what it is about this, growing your own stuff or something like that, but it somehow makes you feel good. And you also hope that you get to eat fresh produce. Yeah, that's an incentive. That's what you always look for, right, when you go to a market and all that. So I guess somewhere that desire has grown in me to make my own crops and see if it's all possible. But of course, it's a really difficult thing. It's an ideal situation, all those things can happen, but in the real world it's not so easy. Okay, that's the kind of terrain that I have to walk in. Pretty rough territory. Still manageable though, honestly. I mean, I've seen worse. I'm trying to give you a good view of this land. So it's a bit hot. I mean, it's not a bit hot, it's actually pretty hot. I'll also check the temperature at some point to see exactly how hot this is, but it's pretty hot. And so I think I'll first show you some saplings that are planted. I don't know if you can see this, but if you look around, you can see some saplings, some mango saplings. See, can you see that? Yeah, that's one mango sapling. That's a mango sapling. And this is another one. And the brown stuff that you see, that's all dried grass. What happened is, about 3 months ago, this grass was green, fresh and lush, so it was looking great. But now it's summer and there's no way that anything can be green in the summer. So I hope you're able to see this. So this is the irrigation system that I have put in place, where you have small pipes delivering water to this plants. I think you can see the wet, slight dampness near the plant. So that's the water that's been delivered. So what do you think of the journey so far? Anyone else in this field? I mean, anyone else ventured into farming? I mean, I'm not going to go so far as to call myself a farmer or something like that, because I don't think I'm qualified, or I've reached that stage. But yes, I'm trying and I'm starting, and it's a very nice feeling, and also a rather challenging journey. Actually, it is very, very challenging in the beginning. So if you're into farming, be prepared to walk in this kind of areas. I mean, it's scary for some people, and I understand exactly why it is so, but that's a reality that you will be up against when you get into any sort of farming. So the nature of nature is that whenever there is some bare land, it'll be covered by some kind of plant. It may be wild, it may be productive, it may bear fruit, or it may not bear fruit. That doesn't matter, but it'll be covered by something. So what you're seeing right now is just them cleaning the surroundings of the plants, just so that they get some space to grow, some clean space to grow. Otherwise, those creepers, they tend to what should I say? They tend to wrap themselves around the plant and then not let them grow. Now, if you observe closely, there's this creeper that is coming up on this plant, and that is something that I need to remove, else this creeper will strangle this branch and maybe eventually the tree. Once they reach a certain height, then this, okay, I haven't told you what these plants are. These are coconut saplings. So once they grow to a certain height, then I guess, they'll be able to take care of themselves. There'll be different kind of pests, but nevertheless, this is the beginning, and in the beginning, this is the problem that you face. And that's what you're trying to tackle right now. Some of the greenery around the plants and the initial stage, that's okay. I mean, I feel it's okay. And I've also been told by the locals that it's alright, because what happens now, this plant has been watered. You can see the wetness around the plant, right? On the right is the dry portion, and on the left is the wet portion. Now when the sun is going to fall on this plant, this water is likely to dry up. Now let's take a look at another plant. So this plant also got water, but I'm sure you're not able to see the wetness anywhere on this plant. That's because the water is now underneath this, this dry leaves that you see here. And once it goes underneath, the sun is not able to reach that soil. So that soil is able to retain that water and thus help this plant, especially in the summer. These are some things that you learn if you actually get down to doing all these things. It took a while, but like I said, that's why I said I'm not a farmer. I'm just in the learning process. So the thing about these plants is that some of them survive and some of them don't, because of various factors. One of them being water. You need to water these plants, especially in summer, because here in this area the summer is pretty intense. Okay, the temperature, yes, that reminds me, I need to check the temperature, which I will do right away. Okay, so that's around 30 degrees, but it seems like a lot more. So what I'm going to do today is, what we do is, like for example, this plant is now died for whatever reason. So what I'm doing is, I bought some seeds of chiku, which I had today morning. And so what I'm going to just drop them. I know this is not the most smart way to do these things, but I'm just going to drop them here. And I'm going to see what happens. Takes some time, but that's what we do. And now to ensure that this plants get water, I need to make sure that this water system is operational. Right now what has happened is, because this plant died, this irrigation system has been made non-operational. Now this will ensure that this place gets water. Now we leave it to nature. So these are the kind of paths you need to walk in to get to various points. I don't know how much of this you can see, but this is a pretty difficult thing for most people. And that most people includes me. So if I'm walking comfortably right now, it appears like I'm walking comfortably. It's only because I've been taking this stretch for quite some time now, and I'm a little used to it. But otherwise, trust me, it's not easy. And I'm not even going to pretend like, it's some easy thing, and I'm some great person who can do this every day. I can't. It's really tough. So let me show you what it does to your feet. know how much you can see of this, but it's all scraped and got a few scratches on my feet, on my calves mostly, and they're very, and I don't know if you can see this, yeah, on both sides. That's again because there's I'm not used to this kind of terrain, and difficult to walk when you have this kind of small skin scrapings on your feet, because it's all sensitive right now, and it pains a lot. So that's a spiders fight with the spider, and the spider ran away. And these are the leftovers of the web. I was telling you about the coconut water. So this is what I started out today with. 1 full liter. And right now, we are down to just about 100 ml or so. And that's because I was filming and I was not able to carry the water. Otherwise, by now, I would have finished this water, coconut water, and I would have been on my second bottle of water. That's how hot it is outside. Farming, guys, not easy. When you stand after walking in the sun and working in the sun for several hours, and you stand under the shade of this tree, a nice breeze blows. The air is the breeze. That's the fun. That's the fun of this. That's I don't know. So that's a great relief, and it feels so good that that breeze, that cool air, relatively cool air, not exactly cool, but yeah, relatively cool. But because of the trees, the shade of the trees, it feels much cooler, and it feels so refreshing, really. Good morning, folks. So came around to take a look at the saplings early in the morning. Yeah, that's a good time because in summer it's very difficult to walk around in the heat. So early in the morning, is when you can just about walk around this place. I think you saw how I was sweating yesterday, so I guess so I think you would have an idea. I know I told you the temperature is 30 degree, but it feels like really hot, and I was sweating a lot. I told you about the coconut water also. So that's why I set out a little early to see what the plants look like. So here, these are the plants. I mean, this is one of the plants, and if you look closely, like what I see is a little bit of moisture on this plant. Can you see on the leaves? I don't know if the camera is able to capture those, but there's some moisture on the leaf, and that moisture helps them in the summer, because now it's only going to get worse, like it's going to get really, really hot. And can you see these holes? So I've been told that these holes are made by rats or snakes, I don't know, but one of these. So you have these. So it's all part of the ecosystem. Just have to go with it, not worry about all these things. But this is all part of the ecosystem. See, that's what we learn in school and college, but this is what it is. So because of the sun, it's all dried up. But earlier in the day, actually, it didn't occur to me to get this on video. But earlier in the day, when I saw these plants, they had this nice moisture, and they looked like they're having a nice cool, I don't know what to say, morning. So that's the thing. And see, these are the holes that you see here. Yeah. So this is another plant, and what I can see is what I'm going to show is these are all mango saplings that I'm showing you now. But there's also one of lime. Yeah, that's of lime. So this one was a little shriveled because of lack of water, I think. And yesterday somehow, we got some water to this plant, so it looks a little better today. So otherwise you can see that, they take the hit of the sun, whenever it's up, and it's like a solid hit. So these plants obviously, there's a nice growth here, so they can obviously, take the heat. It's just like, we don't have to be overprotective or something like that. But humans, that's kind of the way we take care of our children also, overprotective sometimes. You see that sometimes, right? So I'm learning not to be overprotective of these plants, and hopefully, they'll not suffer because of that. Yeah, if something does not go right, then I'll obviously blame myself, and I'll feel very guilty about what I've done. It's like children, right? You just have to pay attention and make sure that you're around. Not be overprotective, but you need to be around. And if you know more, please tell me, because my knowledge about all these plants and farming is pretty limited, and I'm just in the learning stage. So, and in this wild growth, I saw these flowers, and I was pretty happy. I like to think that these are the flowers that are used in the puja. I like these, and I'm happy to see that these are around, and I hope that I can somehow make good use of these flowers. So those of you know better, please help me, folks. Guide me here. Seeking your best wishes for these saplings. I hope these saplings get through the summer.